Aquarius, welcome to your monthly tarot reading for September 2024. Let's just jump right into it. Your first card is the Two of Swords. So there may have been a period of indecision or like a stalemate kind of situation in your recent past. You may have found yourself facing some kind of challenging choice, and both options seem to carry equal weight in your mind, and that's what made it hard to decide. This card reflects a time when you may have felt kind of stuck or unable to see a clear path forward. And this possibly due to a fear of making the wrong decision. The blindfolded figure here suggests that you might have been avoiding the issue, hoping that it would resolve itself, or perhaps you were overwhelmed by the consequences of choosing one option over the other. This card is very much about analysis paralysis, where the indecision almost becomes the worst part of the whole situation. So that indecision may have created a sense of tension or internal conflict for you. This could have involved a significant relationship. This could be about a career move or just a personal dilemma that requires some really careful consideration on your part. So there may have been a time of introspection recently where you were really trying to balance your emotions with logic, but you really struggled to come to a clear conclusion about something. So this card is really about knowing you have to make a decision, but getting really caught up in your head about it. Maybe even closing yourself off to the solutions because of your fear of going one way or the other. The next card we have for you is the Two of Pentacles in the position of challenges that you might face this month. So you might be facing some challenges related to balancing multiple responsibilities here. This card often shows up when life starts to feel like a juggling act with different aspects of your life, like work, finances, relationships, personal health and well-being, all of those things demanding your attention simultaneously. And we've all been there. That's kind of life in general, really. But there's times when that starts to feel really overwhelming for all of us. And the challenge lies in managing these demands without dropping the ball or becoming overwhelmed by the pressure. So you might find yourself having to really juggle a lot this month, and that's going to require you being really strict about setting your priorities, figuring out what matters the most, and focusing on those things. This can indicate, this card, when it shows up in a challenge or reverse position, being a little bit irresponsible, shall I say, with your money, maybe spending more than is coming in, your output being greater than your income. There might be a need to be a little bit more responsible with your finances right now as well. So that could be true for some of you. And I'm definitely getting that with our clarifier here, which is the King of Pentacles. So he's saying that the key to overcoming the challenges this month is to embody the qualities of this king. He's all about stability, practicality, and a very grounded approach to life. This king represents mastery over the material aspects of life, and that includes financial stability and career success. So this king is advising you to take a really methodical approach to your challenges. Focus on creating a solid foundation right now. Set your priorities really clearly and make some wise long-term decisions based on those priorities. So he's saying it's essential to stay organized this month, to also to delegate where possible. And I think I'm getting that sense too with this Two of Pentacles and juggling. There might be some tasks that you can delegate. So if you can do that, it's a good time to do so. And just avoid getting caught up in the chaos of the moment. This king is very grounded. So I think he's here saying, when things start to feel like you're juggling and you're kind of put off kilter, off balance by everything that's going on, do what you can to ground yourself. And I think that one of the best ways to do that is to get really organized. Clean off your desk, shuffle those papers, file those papers away, look at your bank statements, get really clear on your income and outcome. And doing that, facing that, and that might be for some of you here, not wanting to even open your bank account, your bank statements, because you just want to kind of stay in denial, in la la land over here, in terms of reality of the situation. Is this king saying, let's not do that anymore? Let's get grounded here. Let's see what we need to do to be this king who's very stable and grounded. And in doing so, you'll be able to maintain balance a lot better and to keep your various responsibilities in check this month. So he's saying, be like me, be the King of Pentacles this month. The next card we have for you is the Sun. And always love to see this showing up in a reading because it just brings so much positive, optimistic energy to any reading it shows up in. So it's bringing a lot of radiant energy into your life this month. And it's all about joy and success and clarity. And this is in the opportunity section of your reading. I don't know if I said that, but it's one of the most positive in the tarot deck. So it's indicating that opportunities for happiness and achievement are abundant this month. You're entering a period where things are just going to kind of come together really easily and beautifully. And it's going to feel like it's sort of illuminating your path forward and bringing us a new sense of optimism and vitality. The Sun often shows up after we've been through some kind of difficulty. It's really about the sun shining after a dark period in our lives. And it just showing up and saying, like these sunflowers in the background here, they're blooming. And so can you again. If you haven't felt like you've been blooming lately, the Sun is saying, don't worry, I'm here to shine on you and help you bloom again. So you're going to feel this kind of renewed sense of optimism about your future this month, which I love to see. The Four of Pentacles typically represents holding on to what you have, often out of fear of losing it. And this can manifest as being overly cautious with your resources or resisting change because you've become comfortable with the status quo. The Sun is encouraging to embrace positivity and expansion. The Four of Pentacles, clarifying this, advises caution against becoming too possessive or too fearful of stepping out of your comfort zone. The opportunity here is to find balance between enjoying the success and joy that the sun brings, while also being mindful of not clinging too tightly to what you have out of fear. This is really a time to trust that your hard work and efforts will pay off. And that's going to allow you to enjoy your success without letting fear or insecurity kind of limit your potential for future growth. So the Four of Pentacles, I think, is showing up to ask you to affirm that you are safe, that you are stable, or that you're on your way to building that for yourself, to remind yourself that you always will be provided for. And with the Sun kind of powering that, it's like I almost see this card being animated, where he's been clinging so tightly to these coins for so long, kind of worried, or at least just really, really focused on building that stability to the point of it being almost like obsessive behavior. I see the Sun almost kind of melting him out of this pose, and all of a sudden he can let his arms down, he can stand up and stretch, and he can relax a little bit. So I really want you to embody that this month. Allow yourself to understand that you have success and stability very much available to you right now. The next card we have for you in the advice position is the Ten of Wands. So this is suggesting that you might be carrying kind of a heavy burden or taking on too many responsibilities this month. And definitely with the Two of Pentacles there, I'm getting that sense. This card is all about the weight of obligations that can lead to burnout if not managed properly. So you may feel a little bit overwhelmed by the sheer volume of tasks or duties that you've taken on. And it's important to recognize when it's time to delegate or let go of what is no longer serving you. We have clarifying that the King of Swords. So he's advising you to approach these challenges with a clear and logical mind. This king is a master of intellect and strategy. He's good at using his really sharp mind to cut through confusion and make decisive and well-informed decisions. And I kind of love seeing that with this Ten of Wands, because I think this person in the Ten of Wands is a bit blinded right now because he's taken on so much. He's feeling very overwhelmed. So he might not be seeing clearly or thinking logically. The King of Swords is saying, let's get back to doing that. And that's going to allow us to understand which of these wands we can put down or delegate. It's going to be making our priorities a lot easier because we're applying logic to the decisions. We're making well-informed decisions. So this king is encouraging you to step back from the emotional weight of the Ten of Wands and analyze your situation objectively this month. Really try to identify what is essential and what can be released here. Prioritize those tasks that align with your long-term goals. Let go of the other ones that are just kind of busy work and getting in your way right now. And seek out some solutions that streamline your efforts. It's kind of that energy of doubling down on the things that work, that are working, and prioritizing those. Letting the other things that maybe aren't working right now, let those go. So this combination is suggesting that while the burdens might feel a bit heavy this month, with the right mindset and a really strategic approach, you're going to be able to navigate them really effectively. So it's a call to be smart about how you manage your time and energy this month, and to ensure that you don't sacrifice your well-being in the process. In the position of your future or outcome, we have the Hierophant. So this is saying that the month ahead is going to lead you toward greater spiritual understanding or a deeper connection with traditional values and structures. This card often represents institutions. It represents spiritual guidance, or really adhering to established norms and wisdom. In the context of the reading here, he's suggesting that after navigating the challenges here of balance, responsibility, and reaching for success, you're going to find yourself drawn to more structured and possibly traditional ways of doing things. And I think these two kings here are supporting that energy. It's like they're sort of like pulling in the reins on you a little bit. It's saying, let's make some decisions here, and let's do it with logic and clarity. And that's going to help us to deal with these feelings of things feeling a little bit out of control, a little bit overwhelming right now. It's really about grounding ourselves this month and following some traditional forms of logic to help us do so. To not let emotion lead the way this month, but let logic and clarity lead the way. So this might manifest, this Hierophant, as a renewed focus on your spiritual practice or a commitment to learning or teaching. This can also be about aligning yourself with a community or an institution that shares your values. He's encouraging you to seek out mentors or advisors who can offer guidance and wisdom during this time. And this can be, spiritual teachers. It can be institutional teachers, like professors and that kind of thing. It could be even, going down to the bank and having a meeting with a financial advisor, someone whose job it is to kind of dole out wisdom to those seeking it. It's a reminder that sometimes the answers we seek are found in established practices. And that can be, again, spiritual education educational or societal. Ultimately, this Hierophant is suggesting that your journey this month will lead you to a place of greater understanding and alignment with your core beliefs and values. So it's a time for honoring tradition, for seeking wisdom, and finding a sense of peace and purpose within perhaps established structures. The Hierophant's all about, like the High Priestess, he's very much in constant contact with the divine. The High Priestess is about using her intuition to communicate with the divine. The Hierophant is more about learning and studying pre-existing doctrines, writings, teachings, and that's his way of connecting to the divine. He has kind of a more practical approach of accessing and communicating divine energy. So there's something here this month for you where it's really about study and, again, consulting existing structures to help you navigate your situation this month. So whatever that means for you, this can be, again, educational structures like school, taking a course. It can even be, taking the initiative to learn something on YouTube if you're really bad with finances or something. Maybe even just watching some videos on how to invest your money more wisely, that kind of thing. It's really about looking for guidance in some kind of pre-established structure that's really going to help you this month. So it looks like this is a month of kind of balancing the old and the new with opportunities for growth and success, kind of tempered by the need for careful management of your resources and responsibilities here. And by staying grounded and strategic, but also open to guidance, you can navigate these energies to create quite a successful and fulfilling month for you this September. A little caught up in my words at the end there. Quite complex energies here, and I was just getting really fascinated with this set of cards, or have been throughout the whole reading, but kind of all came together at the end in terms of what you need to be doing this month to get the most out of it. So I hope this helped you. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Please do let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time.